Welcome back to SEO Core Fundamentals, where you're learning the skills to master search engine optimization. This video is about on-page ranking factors. We've covered ranking factors now. Let's dive in a little bit deeper, okay? So on-page ranking factors is how we tell Google where we want to rank, what the keywords are that we want to rank. That's why it starts with the keywords. Remember all the keywords we created? This is kind of what we're going to use to determine the on-page factors here. How we create that URL, okay? How we create the page elements, how we create the linking, and that algorithm audit that we've looked at a little bit, we're going to determine in here. Now, remember this? The Google algorithms explained. These are all these different issues. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into the on-page factors. Now, keywords. That's kind of the main deal here. What's the density? Now, people are like, I don't like density, write natural, that kind of thing. But kind of here's the rule of thumb. No more than 2%. Okay, remember kind of those algorithms that's slapping for overstuffing keywords or any of that kind of stuff? That's why you want to kind of stick around this 1.5 to 2%. You don't want to go over that. Okay, this is that term frequency, and make sure that you're doing that. Recency. That means, is that keyword kind of at the top, in the front? Relevancy, is that keyword relevant to the page, to what you're creating? NLP, we talked a little bit about that, which is the natural language processor, and then LSI, which is latent semantic index. These are using keywords and things that make the content appear more natural, and there's tools and different things that you can use that'll identify this, but basically this tells us, is it more natural, what are the keywords and that kind of thing. We want to use this in our ranking. URLs. So top level domains, is it in your keyword? So is the keyword the domain? And a lot of times that people used to have their domain as the keyword that they're targeting, and that kind of would make it rank number one. So, you know, is your keyword in the domain? And we definitely want to make sure that your keyword is in the URL. Okay, your keyword needs to be in the URL. And we have URLs, age domains, short. It needs to be short. So we don't want our URL to be super, super long. It needs to be super short, focused on the keyword. And as you kind of see, think in terms of categories and folders down at the bottom, your domain / keyword category / keyword phrase. This is kind of how we want to size up our URLs to match our keyword phrase. And also, again, remember NLP, LSI, just write natural. That's going to get the most natural language and the most latent semantic keywords is by writing natural. And Google is getting a little bit better about seeing natural writing versus AI writing or duplicating or robots, you know, deduplicating and that kind of thing. So writing as most natural as you can will actually help. And we use Website Auditor to figure out a little bit about what is going on with the page. Now, here's the page elements that are our on-page factors, and we got a checklist right here. And so this is what I use. I literally, in my agency here, when I'm looking at the page elements, I go through this checklist, and I want to see, is the keyword in the URL, the meta title, is the keyword in the meta title, the keyword in the meta description, again the CTR, the click-through rate, is going to be determined based on that. Keyword in the H1 title at the top of the page, and again, you can go through this list, and this is how we can look at it based on testing, is what are the most important in medium and low impact. High impact, keywords and the variations, making sure you have the natural language, the LSI phrases, your title tags, all that kind of stuff. That's your high impact. Your medium impact, as you can see, header tags, external links, site speed, and then your low impact, and a lot of people used to bold words, underline, that kind of stuff. That's more low impact. But this literally will help you rank. If you can just focus on these high impact and the medium impact, you'll start seeing your pages actually rank in these on-page factors. Linking. So we have these page factors done, but we also need to do some links. We need to add relevant internal links. Google wants you to link things together, and they like following links as well. So keyword relevant, point to silo pages, okay? Point to pages that are related to that page within your site. Point to the next topic. have some breadcrumbs. Again, linking is very, very important and will help you rank higher. And then external links. So when you're looking at on-page factors, you want to make sure that you cover your title tags, your alt tags, that kind of stuff. But you also want to link internally to relatable stuff that's linkable internally, but you also want to link externally. And that's why I have this down here as well, because Google wants to know that you're linking to other sites because they want everybody to do that. That's how the system works. So add relevant external links, and I always do within the top 20 of the keyword. And it doesn't hurt you, meaning if you're linking out to your competitors, link to people because it shows that you're trustworthy. It shows that you want to be in that neighborhood. So link out to other authority sites and the other sites that's in your niche. It's going to basically help Google identify what your niche is and how to rank you better based on that external linking that you're linking out. So let's do an algorithm audit right now on a page using the website auditor and see how this works. Okay, jumping right into on-page ranking factors. I'm kind of looking at the page right here and going through a checklist that we've included here in your spreadsheet. So I'm gonna go through here and kind of look and see, is this fresh? Is this engaging? I mean, these are things that's based on the content, but then we're also gonna look at, is the keyword in the title, is the keyword in the H1 tag? Remember all those ranking factors that we just covered. Well, the great thing, as I said, is we can use Website Auditor to kind of help out with that. So if we're looking at our project that we kind of went over here and built our keywords that we're going to rank for, we come over here in our Website Auditor and then we pull that information over here, and from here we can look in and see keywords in title. So that's in our checklist, but this is telling me that it's not. Title length, it'll tell you. So this is going to, Website Auditor will go through and make that job of kind of going through and looking at everything much easier for you, like the keywords and the body count, is it in the H1 tag, stuff like that. So it's going to do an analysis, it's going to give you a little score that we're going to use in the next video to kind of hone in on and make the page better. Again, these on-page ranking factors you can see kind of right here in this content auditor, in this auditor map here. Another great thing that you can do is, if we're clicking here, is also to show how valuable this is. You see that we don't have it, but you can look right in your competitor's title tag. So my keyword's not in there, but we can kind of look in and see how my competitors are showing that as well. So we want to use this as a part of our audit, and we can kind of spy again on our competitors to see what they're doing in their title tag as well. So we're going to go through each one of these and make sure that our page is fulfilling all these on-page factors, and then we're going to kind of dive into the content here into the content editor. So remember, make sure that keyword map is mapped correctly. You pull that in by just clicking and click import from rank tracker. Once those pull over, then you're going to want to make sure to look at each of the technical audit, which this is going to give you the status code broken. That's the technical factors. And then the content audit is, again, that we're looking at keyword, title length, everything from keywords in the bold all the way down. And then we're going to use in the next video the content editor to hone that in a little bit better. Cool. That was enlightening to kind of see all the issues that's going on. So now let's kind of dive in a little bit deeper to see kind of some of the details that's on the on-page factor using the content editor. So we looked and did the website auditor. Now we're going to dive into the content itself. So join me over there. I love this part of the tool. Let's look at the content itself. Okay, welcome back. So we're here and what we're going to do now is use the content editor. But before we do that, we want to jump down here. Again, remember the term frequency IDF tool, the inverse document frequency, kind of gives us a little guidance here with some ranking factors that we need to do. So here's our page that we're going to be editing in the content editor, and it's telling us, look, here's our recommendation keywords that we want to use, and kind of here's stuff that we want to do based on our competitors. It's telling us to use that word more. It's telling this one's okay, new kitchen, but add online, add that, use more, use more. And if you scroll down, you'll kind of see overstuffing here, use less. And anything that's kind of, you want to look at this you don't want to go above this yellow, but even being in the yellow on any of the keywords is perfectly fine. So that's TDF, IDF as a tool here, and you can see the single words that's shared, etc. And this is a great way of kind of making a note of the tools. Now, content editor is this is something that we use, and you can kind of come in here and pick the pages that you want to use, or you could even add pages right here or optimize an existing page also with this. And anytime that you're running this to make sure that you get the correct optimization and the correct keywords here, click this button right here, and that will basically update the page factors for you. Or if you go in and update this page, click that and get a new score. Okay, with that said, kind of what you want to do here on this page is you want to clear the formatting, because if I'm going to work on this, I don't need to look at the formatting. So I'm going to clear the formatting and click yes here. And then note that when I get done with this, I'm going to be using this particular page is in WordPress. So depending on what your editor is or the tools that you're using, you would then come in and add or copy and paste into that editor and make the updates there. But this is giving us, this is really, really cool that it's telling me here's my mapped keywords, and it's saying you haven't used these. So in the content itself, just as an idea, I would be writing the content as you can see over here in this right hand side. So if I use the word appliances or online, like if I just start typing online appliances and click go, you see how that goes ahead and just checks the ticks there. If I was talking, I wanted to make sure that I put in kitchen style visualizer. That's a weird word, visualizer with an S, and then keep going. As you see, it ticks these off. So the content writer literally can write and look in here, and to help you with some of that writing, and again, your goal is to get that score as high as possible, again, on your on-page factors here. This gives you some competitors to look at to see their pages. This is the pages that you're competing against, and it can give you, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It gives you topic and questions that it finds. It'll put that in there, and then it has a word cloud that will also show you as well at the bottom of the page, so you can see a word cloud if it can provide that for you as well. So right here in this, again, if you're editing this, it says add alt image tag, and make sure that you're using the right header. So if you wanted to, make sure that you're getting that factor or whatever, you'll do it that way, and it'll score you based on that. So this is a great tool to know the tools, to know the keywords. This is using the term frequency, which ones to click off and to check off, and to figure out how to get that page score up to 80 and above. That's what I target in my score up here, is at least to try to get it 80 and above, which will give you a very decent chance of ranking as long as you add some of the other factors along with it, the technical factors, as well as getting some backlinks also to your page. So that's the goal here. We're pulling in the keywords that we found in our rank tracker, and then we're using this and the data that this provides for us to optimize this page to rank better for this set of keywords. But that goes without saying, because if you want to rank, you need to follow the best practices for great copy. And remember this slide right here, the best ranking factor is the best page, meaning the best page will always win when it comes to Google. And what does that mean? That means that you have these factors here, that you're matching the search intent, that you're answering the questions of the search, whether it's informational, navigational, transactional, commercial investigation. Are you doing that? Are you using proper spelling, grammar, and punctuation? Are you including stats and attribution? Are you minding your formatting? How does the page look? Is it easily scannable? Are you using headers in there properly? Are you using images and video and things that help people engage in your content? And are you using relevant call to actions? Are you having the person make a decision to the next piece, and the next piece, are you asking questions? And if you get stuck in any of this, we're always looking at the competitor, and we have a handy dandy little checklist for you here, and the checklist of these very questions to make sure that you stay on track. So when you get done with your audit, as you're working on your audit and you're checking off and you're hammering off everything and building this score, make sure that you're also following these rules as well, that you're creating the best content available in order to rank at the top. How enlightening was that? That is so much fun, just checking off and figuring out what are all the words and kind of getting that score and ranking that score a little bit better. So that's kind of making our on-page better, knowing and using Website Auditor. So in the next video, we're now going to look at the technical factors. So now you know the on-page factors. Let's now look at some of the technical factors to ranking up next.